Hello everybody, what is going on? Steggy here. Now I know it's been a while since I put a video up on this channel. I plan on changing that very soon and starting with this video. This is going to be my first video of my retro hauls. I've been doing written retro hauls on my site steggytech.com, and now I'm going to start doing some videos to accompany them. So I figured what better way to start off the retro haul video series than by starting off with probably the biggest haul I've gotten since I've started collecting classic video games. If you can just see right here in the picture that this lot includes a ton of games for a lot of different systems. So basically, a coworker of mine ended up getting a really big lot from a friend of his, and he only really collects Super Nintendo games. So after he took what he wanted from the Super Nintendo portion, I made a deal with him for the rest of the stuff, which oddly enough did include a lot of Super Nintendo stuff. He doesn't want every Super Nintendo game ever made, and I made some trades with him to get a lot of this stuff. So I'm not going to go over everything. That'll be on the Steggy Tech blog post for this. The link is going to be right in the description pane down below, but I do want to touch upon some of the highlights because it's a pretty awesome lot. So the two biggest things that struck my eyes when he first showed me what he had for trade was Nintendo 64s. This being one of them, red Nintendo 64. So I already have two Nintendo 64s, but it was it's always nice to see those included with a lot. So I ended up getting a red, and then I ended up getting a black as well. I already have two black Nintendo 64s, one with a regular jumper pack and one with the expansion pack. And what's nice about these two is that both of them do have the expansion pack, so they're both the first party ones, which is nice. The thing is, though, I don't really need four Nintendo 64s. You know, I like the red, but I don't really need four of them. So I'm going to be selling those to put forth towards other games. But, you know, enough on that. So with the Nintendo 64s, I did get a bunch of Nintendo 64 games as well. So let's go through what we have here. These are not part of that, but the thing on top here is a Game Shark. Doesn't have any label on it, but if you notice on the back here, it's got this, I'm not really sure what the name of the port is, but it's a version 3.3 Game Shark, which is the most valuable Game Shark out of the Game Sharks for the Nintendo 64, because it's got the most complete list of the different codes you can put in for your Nintendo 64 games. But I don't really think I have much use for that, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep that one either. But moving on to the other Nintendo 64 games, I've got some ho-hum games like Cruisin' USA, not really too psyched about that. Then I got the Vigilante 8-1. Somewhere in here is Vigilante 8-2, which is a little bit more valuable. They're a pretty fun game. It's sort of like Twisted Metal. It's pretty fun, but this game is a lot cooler. I was really psyched to get this Glover. Not really a valuable game, but I'm glad that I got this just because it's a really fun play. And then we've got Eggies Wrecking Balls. This really isn't that good of a game, and it's not valuable or anything. And the label was so shot that I ended up having to reprint a label, which actually doesn't look bad. I did a pretty good job on that. Another game that wasn't really in the best of shape was the Mortal Kombat Trilogy. All of this stuff works. It's just, you know, the looks do matter as well. But the Mortal Kombat Trilogy, I also did my own label for it, which ended up coming out really well. It's not glossy or anything, but it's not peeling, which is good. Aircom, Army Men, those really aren't that great, but I got the Duke Nukem 0 Hour as well as just regular Duke Nukem, which is awesome. These were a great series, so I'm glad to have that a part of my collection. Then Mario Golf, another great game. Vigilante 8-2, Dr. Mario 64, another Army Men, Turok, Ready to Rumble Boxing, and Star Wars. Anyway, so that about does it for the Nintendo 64s. Now, I did get actually more Nintendo 64 games that I did end up trading in already. There's a store that I go to up in Manchester called Level Up Gaming, who, you know, they have the retail prices for their games, which is a little bit of annoying because some of them are a little bit higher than market value, some are lower, but they have a really great trade-in program for cartridge games, so I've been able to get like $16 for Mario Brothers 3. I've, you know, gotten $20 for Zelda. So it's a lot easier than just, you know, listing stuff on eBay, paying the eBay fees, shipping it out and everything like that. So if I have doubles of cartridge games, I will take it down to there. So what I did with that, I think I had like Super Mario 64 and like some of the banjos and stuff like that. I traded in that, and I got a little bit less than 80 bucks for all the games that I traded in. So what I ended up doing with that was I traded in for 3 items. I got Mario Party 2 for Nintendo 64. He wanted $35.99, which, like I said, you're paying fair market value. Then I got Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo, which they wanted $31.99 for. And then I also got a Sega 32X, which is pretty awesome. Still don't have any games for that. And I didn't really have any more room to share that. But I got the 32X, which was 20 bucks. So it was a little bit more than 80. I asked them to cut it down, like cut me a little bit of a deal to get it below 80. And because I couldn't find the power for the 32X, they were happy to do it. So I got the 3 of those for the $78. All right, so some of the Super Nintendo games that I got were really good, actually. So let me show you that. So besides the Mega Man, I got a game called Rampart. Then I got Itchy and Scratchy for Super Nintendo. Batman Returns, which is a pretty fun game. And then Donkey Kong Country 3, which completes my set for the Super Nintendo Donkey Kongs, which is awesome. And then I've also got Super Mario Kart and Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. So now I've got Mario World and Mario World 2 for Super Nintendo, which is really awesome. Now onto the NES stuff. Now, there's a lot of NES games there. Not a lot of them are great. It's more just like filler kind of games for my collection. I really don't have a lot of NES games. You can see in the bookcase behind me, about half the games on the top shelf are Atari 2600, and then the other half are Nintendo NES. So I expanded my NES collection by quite a bit, and some of the notable ones from it, I guess, there's Swords and Serpents. I didn't really play a lot of this game. It seems almost like the fantasy kind of thing like Dragon Warrior was, though I know it's not really as good as that one. Adventures of Dino Riki by Hudson Soft. Then we got Arch Rivals, which is a sports game, but it's a little bit of an unconventional sports game, so that one's actually really fun. We got Donkey Kong Classics right here. So we have Tecmo Super Bowl here. So my buddy is trying to play some NES games because he got that little Retron adapter for NES games on his Super Nintendo. So he kept some of the NES games like Zelda and stuff like that. And I told him, one of the games you should probably keep is the Tecmo Super Bowl because Tecmo was awesome. And he's just like, no, I'm not really into the sports or anything like that. So I ended up getting this. And this one's actually a really valuable sports title. This one's like 20 bucks, I think, which is a really good score. Plus, I love Tecmo Bowl. I've had the one for Game Boy since I was, 5. So I really loved that game. And then, last but not least, Wario Woods, the last release or official release for Nintendo NES there. And then I got this whole bunch of titles. And I know that these black ones up here might seem special because they're Tengen, but no, neither of them are Tetris. It's Roadrunner and RBI Baseball. Was a little disappointed in that. If I saw Tetris in there, I probably would have shit my pants. Anyways, so it was pretty much a giant haul. So in total, I got the Mega Man X, I got the Mario Party 2, and a 32X. And, those are 3 really sizable games in themselves. And that was just from the trade-ins for some of the doubles that I got. And then I've got some more doubles that I'm probably going to just throw on Craigslist with the Nintendo 64s because, 2 Nintendo 64s is fine for me, but 4, I don't really need that many. So the question might be is, what did I pay for all this? I didn't actually pay anything. I did a trade. So I gave him an old camcorder that I bought. Well, it's not really old, but I bought it within the year, and it only cost me $40 because I picked it up on clearance. It was probably worth like $130. So I gave him that, that I paid $40 for. And then I gave him an old headset of mine. So I don't even know how much that one cost me, but effectively I gave him like $50 for that. And then I traded him Mortal Kombat 1 for the Super Nintendo that I paid $5 for, and then NBA Jam Tournament Edition, which I paid $3 for. I like both of those games. Well, Mortal Kombat I kind of suck at, so I didn't really care about getting rid of that. NBA Jam I'm going to miss, but it's a really common game, so he just wanted that, for a convenience factor, and the label was in good shape, and he's a bit of a stickler for that. So I think I made out pretty well. Effectively, I'd say $60 total, and then maybe another $10 because I had some other games that I traded in at that store as well. So about 70 bucks, I would say, got all of this. And I'm going to make that back probably. I made that back with the trade-ins for the other games. That was worth 80. The Sega 32X online goes for like 40. Mega Man was a little bit above fair market value. Mario Party was pretty much right on the money. So all in all, I got a pretty large amount of games surrounding me, and I got it for a good deal. I was able to expand my collection a lot. I probably close to doubled my Super Nintendo collection, maybe a little bit less than the regular Nintendo games, some gems in there, and then a lot of filler again. And then we have the Nintendo 64 stuff that had a lot of great games, and then a few not so great, but still worthwhile for my time and what I put towards it. So this is my first Retro Haul video, probably Retro Haul number 6 or 7 as far as the site blogs go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This isn't going to be the only topic I feature on my channel, but it is something I am going to be bringing towards it. I am going to be putting out some videos on Halo and Black Ops 2 soon, but I'm also going to be bringing some classic gaming to this channel as well. So stay tuned for that, and leave some comments letting me know what you think about this. So once again, this is Steggy with my Retro Haul, and until my next video, I'll catch you guys later.